welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank
This
you so
is
much.
this is a fan moment for me because I've been your fan since 2015 and I followed your art. It's pretty amazing, and it's a privilege to be here. Thank
How
you so
sweet.
much for
How
being here.
sweet. How sweet.
Tell me how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm really excited for the podcast. And honestly, this is my first podcast. I have no idea how this thing works. I'm
Okay.
still worried कि मेरा पैर लगेगा. But even before the podcast, for the viewers, I've spoken to both of them कि मेरा पैर लगेगा, टूटेगा ये. So if this happens, please don't not be a fan anymore. ठीक है?
We have had people जिनका पैर लग चुका है. And it's
नुकसान नहीं
हाँ
होगा.
सही रहता है वैसे. It has
मेरा
turned
होगा
out to be
मेरा
okay.
होगा wherever आएगा नुकसान होगा. Be prepared. Just don't say I'm not a fan anymore.
Oh, no. Jasneet, so you're a various kinds of artist, but
Yeah.
I think you are an artist and you know various things. So right now also a tattoo artist.
Also a tattoo
Yes.
artist, yeah.
So tell me, how did you get into tattooing?
Tattooing, okay, this was a funny story.
Okay.
So, I never thought that I'll be a tattoo artist. I never thought I'll be a tattoo artist.
Okay.
So,
Why?
because I never thought of it as a job or anything. I
Okay.
never thought that you can earn money out of it. It's actually a good platform
Yeah,
for
yeah.
artists, but I was not aware of the technicality and everything. So a friend of mine who wanted to learn tattooing got into tattooing, and once just partying somewhere dragged me to a studio. You know what? You should learn or something. I'm like, okay, I'm free. I'm not doing anything in my life. I should probably learn tattooing.
Okay.
I got into it, and a month into the procedure and everything, I got very serious about it because I actually learned that it's a very good thing. The tattooing industry is amazing.
Okay.
People like us, like the old me, was not aware of this industry. And it's an amazing place. Once you get into this field, it's just beautiful.
What does amazing mean here?
Amazing
in
means
terms of finances, or you
not
just
just
enjoy
finances,
tattooing?
not just finances. I know finances, money aspect
Yes.
is important,
Yes.
but considering that you get to meet a lot of people, good and bad, you get to learn a lot of things. You get to when you're sitting with the client and you're working on their skin for 8 hours at a stretch, you're not
Okay.
sitting quietly, you're talking to
Absolutely,
them,
yeah.
and you kind of build a relation with them. It's not like client है तो मेरे पास ही वापस आए. It's like कि if they leave your place, if they leave your studio, they should go with a happy face
Yes.
that I met someone today. Not just
Okay.
that I got a tattoo today. I met someone today. So that's a beautiful aspect. And when someone shows their trust in you to get a tattoo,
Okay.
when they're permanently inking their own skin and they're trusting you with it, that's kind of an honor, yeah. It feels very nice because usually they're not getting names वगैरह written
Yes,
कि
yes.
यहाँ पे किसी का नाम लिखवा दिया है कुछ. Usually it's like कि the best part of this field is people coming to me and saying that this is my idea
Okay.
and this is what I want, but it's entirely up to you. You design it.
Okay.
And
Oh.
mostly I've been very lucky with my clients that whatever I design for them,
Right.
they've been so sweet to me that they really like it and they get the entire exact thing on their body. And it's just 3 years into tattooing now, I
Okay.
realized that it's actually a privilege to be able to give someone an art form that they carry for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very sweet.
I think you get to know a lot about person when you are
Absolutely.
tattooing on their
Absolutely,
skin, and
absolutely.
obviously there has to be a good trust relationship.
Absolutely.
You cannot trust a random person to do any form of art on your skin that you are going to carry for probably for your whole life. So I think that's
I think I'd like to share a story. This is not a funny story, but this is just something that recently happened. And before the podcast, I was not thinking I'm going to share the story, but it's just coming to my mind, and it's sad, but it's just very close to my heart.
okay.
So a friend of mine had a tattoo,
Right.
like had a few tattoos from different people, different like known tattoo artists in and around Chandigarh, everywhere. And this one comes to me and is like, "Oh, you started tattooing? That's nice. I want to give it a shot. Why don't you ink my skin?" And he had tiny tattoos here and there, not big
Okay.
ones. And we booked 3 tattoos with him.
Okay.
And we made one, and we were about to design the second one and everything. And it was just very sweet because he was like, for the rest of my life, I'm going to get a lot of tattoos, but I'm going to come to you because I've seen your journey and everything. It was so
Right.
sweet that he had gotten inked from various people, various
Right,
known
right.
celebrity tattoo artists. Still, he chose to, eventually book me for the rest of his life. So
Right.
the sad thing that happened was that after a month, of after like a month of or two after I did his tattoo, we got news that he was no more.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I was very upset that day that you know, he passed away. Something happened. He passed away, but I don't think I should share the details. But the thing was that his body was recognized because of that tattoo that I made.
Oh.
So that really shook me. And that day I realized that no matter what your art form is, no matter what you do, when you're sharing that thing with another soul, it is so important to put your heart and soul. Even if it takes, even if a 10-minute job takes 4 hours, it's okay.
Right.
But this particular art form is so important. It could mean something so much for the other person, and that thing still shakes me because he is forever going to be in my heart. And this man has taught me that you know, something small, so small that you do can mean so much to the other person, and we don't realize that now. We realize that when something big happens. Why wait for that chance now? Because this man has taught me so much. Because of that thing, I've learned a lot. So that's why I really respect tattooing now. Like, I was taking it casually pehle, but I'm really like very serious about it now. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you are for this fact that you're going to carry this information throughout your life and probably going to use it as a, you know, as a
It shapes your
north star
personality.
for
Yeah.
yourself, and you know, always being very careful on what you're tattooing on someone's body. I think that's brilliant. And one thing that I wanted, so I was listening to like an interview with Virat Kohli and even Priyanka Chopra as well. So
Okay.
they have various tattoos on their bodies, right?
Okay.
And then they were speaking about what a tattoo does to you in terms of your psychological effect,
Yeah.
right? So do you know anything about it, and do people speak about it? Okay, I'm going to get this tattoo, anything, any random thing, and then you know, how would that affect me in a, you know, in a psychological way?
Okay, do you have tattoos on your
I
skin?
I
You
have
do,
two
but you don't
tattoos.
have big ones or anything, right? So I'll tell you one thing. I'll share my experience first, then I'll share experiences with my clients.
Right.
So my experience, I got my first tattoo when I was learning tattooing.
Okay.
Okay, I got it from a man who was already an established tattoo artist, and he was working where I was learning.
Okay.
So he just gave me a free tattoo, and I was very excited for it. But I wanted to wait that if I get something, it needs to be meaningful, right? So there's this quote, there's this poetry excerpt by Christopher Poindexter that I got on my skin, and it's for my grandmother.
Okay.
My grandmother was from Pakistan, and she matlab, migrated here,
Yes.
and she was like a mum to me. So it was for her, and after getting the tattoo, I was in pain for 6 hours
Okay.
while getting the tattoo. But now, when I look at my body and I see that tattoo over here, I feel good about my own skin. Maybe it's not just the psychological factor about my grandmother, but also the fact that the self love increases a little. You look at your own skin and you feel happier that
Okay.
it's been, you know, it's like it's upgraded or something.
Okay.
That's one part. The other thing is that whenever I think of her, I look at my arm or somewhere. So that happens. I'll share a story about my client. So there's this woman who's very close to me as well, and I was just getting into portraiture tattooing and
Okay.
everything, and no one here makes tiny portraits. Everyone's like standard size hona chahiye and everything.
Okay.
So I studied a lot about how to make miniature tattoos, and he lone ke baad they should stay perfect.
Okay.
So she trusted me and she gave me her skin to for a tattoo. And it was a portrait tattoo of her brother,
Okay.
who had passed away
I'm
a year
sorry.
ago, and her husband. Three of them in a funny selfie or something. And I made that, and I was so nervous and everything, but that woman had tears in her eyes because it meant so much to her.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that she does not have that thing that I felt, that, you know, I feel good about my skin and I want to show it off or something. But
Yes.
it means so much to her.
It has a deeper meaning.
Yeah,
for her.
this man was her brother, and there's this other man who is her husband. And there's so much love between them, and it's on her skin permanently. Psychologically, it helps you to love your skin better, but also it teaches you to respect your own emotions. So I think if a tattoo is meaningful, it's definitely going to increase the quality of your mental health if it's good. Yeah.
What does it do to you when you tattoo on someone's skin? what does it do to you in terms of your mental health?
My mental health, it makes me feel good about myself. Yeah,
Hmm.
like I said that when people trust you with their skin, it makes me feel good about myself. But yeah, I don't always get meaningful tattoos. Mostly I do, but not always. But those are the ones that whenever I'm making those tattoos and I go to bed, I sleep like a baby. I feel happy that I've done something remarkable in someone's life. It's not always about the money. It's mostly about just feeling good, yeah. Because you're not always making things for others. You're also doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your own mental peace.
Right.
Right? It just feels good, yeah. The entire purpose of being an artist is expressing yourself. And when tattooing gives you a chance to express yourself, also mixing it with the other person's emotion, and you both connect on this platform, it's so cosmic and beautiful. So I think I've just gotten lucky that I found a platform where I can do this, and it just helps me sleep like a baby.
You know what you said, I've talked to various kinds of artists. I've talked to a guitarist on my podcast, I've talked to a designer on my podcast, and there's one common question that I asked all of them, that do you use art to channelize your thoughts, channelize your emotions? And a lot of them also told me that it also helps them to cope with their anxiety. So does it do any of these things to you?
I think yeah, it does. Yeah, it definitely does because my art form, if I not only talk about tattooing but my charcoal and everything, I think whenever there was a time I remember I made a huge portrait, a
Okay.
5 by 5 foot portrait. It was
Wow.
huge. I damaged the entire wall of my house.
Okay.
But I was going through a phase in my life that I really needed to draw. Because I couldn't tattoo during that time because COVID situations, but I really needed to just
Let it out.
throw it out of my
Yeah.
body, not just let it out, throw it out of my body. And I remember there was a time I was thinking about something. I was really sad, and when I was drawing, I used to be happy, but that day I cried while
Okay.
making the drawing. And it's called Ascenda. It's on my Instagram page. But
Okay.
the huge man that I've made, the face, the latest.
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So I know you have. There's one portrait जिसमें ऐसे करके हाथ रखा हुआ है.
हाँ हाँ वो पुराना है.
Right.
हाँ,
And then there's, so I know 3-4 just similar है, like portrait type. So in the morning I was showing it to someone, and I'll tell you the exact words what I said. He's one of my closest friends. He has his own band. He's the guitarist I was talking about. So his name is Adam Faridi. मैंने बोला आदम, मुझे ना इन चीज़ों के बारे में ज़ीरो नॉलेज है. I don't know anything about art. But then when I see these, I was showing your Instagram only. मैंने बोला कि when I see these things now, इनमें पता चलता है कि emotions उभर के आ रहे हैं. Like I don't think I've seen these kinds of art, but the kind of what I feel about myself when I see these, the art that you have made, I feel really, I don't know, I don't have a word for it.
Yeah,
But
I get it.
that's amazing.
I get it. So I think it definitely helped my anxiety उस time पे. But I haven't had the opportunity of letting my anxiety, get better and everything through
Okay.
art. A lot of times, just a few times because I was going through a phase or something उस time पे. But it's happened rarely, but it's definitely helped me. But day to day, आज mood कैसा है, कल mood कैसा होगा. But when you get to meet through tattooing, if you get to meet such clients where you get to express a common cosmic design, a
Okay.
beautiful thing, it definitely makes you feel good. Yeah. And randomly I do get messages from my clients that this person saw my tattoo, they really liked it.
Okay.
It's a tiny message, it makes you feel so good.
Yes.
Uplifts your day and feel good. You're like कि अच्छा आज मेरे को नहीं बनाना, I need to relax. But that thing just excites you so much. You're like, oh, we'll make another tattoo now. I have to meet another client. We'll do something remarkable
Keeps you
now.
going.
Yeah, keeps you going. Keeps you going. So I think this is just a basic thing about humanity. Yeah, it doesn't matter किसी का client है नहीं है, but you should keep appreciating people around you. It's so important to do that. And I feel that I know I'm talking a lot, but the thing is कि
We are all here to listen.
the thing is कि I feel that wherever I've reached in my life, it's
Okay.
not a lot, but it's all because of my friends and my family. They've always said such good things about me. I have 5 very close friends. All of them are in Canada right now.
Okay.
And wherever they are, they're always speaking such good things about me. And I feel so privileged. They are so blessed that I have such people. And because of them, I've reached where I am now. if I had people who stayed quiet or did not appreciate me the way I wanted to be, I wouldn't have been here. Because uplifting the other person is very important. For their growth, it's so important.
One thing that I've noticed about you is you are very appreciative about things. I was seeing your video where your friends helped you with your studio.
Yeah.
And in that, I think in the first minute only you talked that, guess who helped me with
Yeah.
my studio,
My curious friends,
yes.
yes.
But it speaks a lot about you that you are very appreciative of anything that happens
No,
around
yeah,
you.
it doesn't speak about me, it speaks about my friends, honestly.
Absolutely.
They were so supportive throughout, and I remember telling you I had a budget that I did not want to take money
Yes,
from my
yes,
parents,
yes,
and I
yes.
wanted to open my studio. But when it comes to the manpower and everything, and you start calculating, कि यार इसके लिए इसको hire करना पड़ेगा. But when it comes to your friends, I was so lucky that all of them were like, ये भी हम कर देंगे, ये भी हम कर देंगे, we'll do this, we'll do that,
Okay.
and they all divided work.
Okay.
I was running around and everything. I was coming
yeah.
back, ये हुआ हुआ. So they were helping me a lot. So I think it says a lot about them because they appreciate me more than I appreciate them. They support me more than I support them. I try to, but they're very supportive. Yeah.
Another thing that I observed about your art is it has a dark side to it, right? So first question is, how are you like socially when you are not doing any kind of art? Are you socially awkward? I am sorry if that's not the right word to use.
That's okay.
But I don't have any better word to
I
put.
think I'm not socially awkward. You take me to a party and I promise I'll be the life of the party.
Nice.
I love interacting.
Okay.
I am social, I love interacting, but I'm also very dark.
Yeah.
So
I get that
I
from your
imagine killing people in my head. So I mean that's a joke, but
explicit
then
content warning.
I've never really realized that why I like making dark things, dark sad things. I never like making happy faces or something. Doesn't mean I'm not a happy person. I am a happy person, but I think that is a kind of emotion that really helps me connect with other people.
Okay.
I don't know if I make a happy face, if I make a colored happy face, I don't know if I'll be able to express myself. Maybe that really is my thing. Yeah, that's what I've realized. But yeah, that's true. I am a dark person.
Is there a part of it that probably does not come out during parties, and then when you're creating some kind of art, it just comes out?
Maybe
probably
it does.
unconsciously.
Maybe it does. I think I haven't understood my own psychology abhi tak, but I am learning about myself every year.
Okay.
But I've shifted from charcoal to tattooing, back to charcoal, back to tattooing, and I've realized that very few things allow me to express myself completely.
Okay.
I mean, I've tried watercolors, I've tried all other mediums, such beautiful mediums that, my friends are so talented, they're excelling in these works. But I feel very few of these mediums are allowing me to express myself fully. That's maybe the kind of person I am. I like dark things and everything. But that's okay. That's a side of me.
yeah,
That's a side of me.
I think everyone has, and I think it's a really good thing that you have a medium to express it. Because if you see a lot of people who struggle with their mental health, is because they don't have they cannot channelize their thoughts or probably a darker side of themselves, and they have to they have to be pretentious to be socially acceptable. So I think these things happen, and I'm very happy for you that you have a medium to express these things. So I want to ask, what are the why is there, because tattoo is such a beautiful thing, why is there so much stigma around it?
I feel that till the time you don't get into something, you always feel that maybe it's not meant for me.
Okay.
It goes for everything, not just tattooing. Like I said, that till the time I did not start learning about tattooing, I felt that there's no money in this form. It's not really art.
Okay.
But when you get into it, you meet people, you meet such talented people, you meet people who have tattoos, who have meaningful stories to tell. You realize that, it's something that I never gave a chance. It's important to learn about a thing before commenting about it. And living in the Indian society, most of us don't really appreciate tattoos. And so many religions don't allow tattoos. And that's okay, it's their choice. But I feel that the stigma is mostly because people don't know the beauty of it. Even if you talk about making dark artworks like I do,
Okay.
I've met people who say, why don't you make happy faces?
Okay.
Maybe they haven't connected with my artwork, but most of them do. And maybe I'm not doing it for them, I'm doing it for me. And if I'm able to connect with someone, that's just an honor. I mean, my aim is not to make something that, okay, Manik is gonna come and he's gonna cry looking at it.
Yeah.
Did I cry looking at it? Did I express myself? That's what's important. Stigma around tattoos has been here since centuries, I feel. But if you go back, tattoos were not a stigma.
Right. Yes.
People used to tattoo their body, as a part of their culture. You still go to Rajasthan, you still go to certain places. Women have tattooed their entire bodies just to, there are certain cultural differences, like different stories, but these things are respected somewhere, these things are not respected somewhere, and that's okay. Yeah, stigmas stay there jab tak hum hai, I feel. When your child grows up and they're like, yeah, I want to be an artist. Every parent is going to be like, why not an engineer or a doctor? Why be an artist? But when that kid starts, earning out of it, maybe
Yeah.
a parent will start supporting it.
True.
And that's okay. It's their upbringing that made them feel that, a kid needs to get into the line of doctory, yahi sab kuch. With time, the stigma goes away. But you need to give it a chance. I remember not giving tattooing a chance a long time back when I had the opportunity, and randomly just getting into it a few years later, and then realizing that, oh, I should have done it earlier, because it's such a beautiful thing. And it's just human nature. Yeah, we've been taught to like certain things and not like certain things. When we start to acknowledge our faults, our flaws, we realize that, okay, we should give everything a chance.
Yeah. So I think what you said, tattoos go way back in the, even for a matter of fact, I know that there are mentions of tattoos in Hindu mythology.
Yes.
Even what we call mehendi is also a sort of tattoo, a temporary one, but yes, it is a tattoo, I believe. But yes, there is stigma around it, and I believe people who get tattoo, they don't talk about it much. That why did they get a tattoo? What does it do to them? And what was sort of their mindset when they got the tattoo, and how it has helped them to achieve or cope up with whatever they had. So I think not a lot of people talk about it, and they just keep quiet, or probably they just post pictures about it, but
Exactly.
don't-
It's
don't-
different for different people. I have a client who came to me with a different kind of tattoo. I had no idea what it was, but he said that I'm gonna get the same tattoo. I'm gonna get an armband of it every year.
Okay.
So my goal is for the next 5 years, if I reach a certain point in my life, like certain goals I've set for every year, if I'm able to do that, I'll get the tattoo.
Okay.
My aim is to get the tattoo no matter what. And to get the tattoo, I have to reach my goal. I have to work hard, I have to work for my dreams, and I have to do that. Till now, he's gotten 3 of them, and he's waiting for the next 2 years. And probably अब वो 1 साल खत्म होने वाला है, तो he will come back. But
I hope he does.
It's a beautiful thing. It's
Yeah.
different for everyone. He has set goals for himself, and through his tattoos, he wakes up every day and he looks at it. I need to work hard for my dreams. It's different for different people. So I think eventually all comes down to the fact that you have to bring something good out of everything. Why not? That's why. Yeah.
So Jasneet, so what you said earlier about that, I create art for myself, probably not for other people. But when you're creating some kind of art, and I'm talking about the commercial aspect of it, do you have this thing in mind that I also want to, make this thing sellable? Do you have this in the back of your head?
Initially, I didn't.
Okay,
Because
you did not.
initially I did not realize that, oh, money is important, we need to sell it. Because as a kid, I was just doing it for myself.
Yeah.
Even if I was copying photos from Google, I was doing it for myself. But now I think about it, and I try to create artwork that's sellable. But honestly, I am still the old school dark things that I like to make. But I do get certain offers for that as well. But that's very rare.
Okay.
Because I feel that the people we're surrounded with, they're not ready to accept dark images. And maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually make sellable artworks only on, like, when I get an order or something.
Okay.
Not like I'm sitting home, I'm bored,
Oh.
I'll do something that'll probably sell. That's not what I have time for, I feel. Yeah.
But then how do you create, and this goes for any kind of art, how do you create that art into a profitable business, or what's the financial aspect of selling your art?
Sorry, what?
So when you create your art, right? So you said you're doing it for yourself, and I know a lot of people who create various kinds of art, but probably they are not able to sell it. If they are, not getting a lot of money out of it. So how do you convert your art into a profitable business model?
Into a business model.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So how I did it was that I started posting stuff on social media.
Okay.
Okay, and I got a lot of attention on social media. I was getting a lot of orders over there,
Okay.
but no one was willing to buy the artworks I'd already made.
Right.
Because people didn't like the dark images like we talked about. People wanted to place their own orders. But since it's new and you realize that, yeah, you need to earn money, so you start saying yes to those orders and you
Okay.
start giving away those things. But that's okay, I feel. But to make a business platform for yourself where you're able to earn, you're able to make it profitable, you need to be consistent. I think any kind of art form, I say this to all my friends, they are such talented people, but they're not putting themselves out there. It's so important at this point of our generation, how everything is going on. Social media could be an amazing platform. You just need to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
There are so many marketing elements that you can learn about, that you can use to put yourself out there. I started by just my social media. Later I got in touch with people who designed cafes and stuff, and we
Okay.
ended up designing 3 cafes in Chandigarh. But first one was voluntarily,
Okay.
but the other 2 I got paid for.
Right.
But why not do the thing you're doing it for free once?
Hmm.
I think people are surrounded with this again stigma that what is the point if you're not getting paid for it?
Okay.
I think that's bullshit.
Okay.
The point is that every successful person didn't get the first order as $1 million or something. You know, they probably made a lot of things just for free.
Okay.
It's important to survey. It's important to do things for free. I made 10-15 tattoos for free when I
Okay.
started.
Okay.
Small or big tattoos, they were probably not that good, but that's okay. Now I get clients that I can say yes or no to. I have reached that point, but you need to put yourself out there and you
Right.
need to be consistent. Any person who's consistent, any person who works hard and gives at least 10 minutes to their dream job every day, at least 10. You can give 6 hours a day, that's okay, but at least 10. And in a year or two, you can reach somewhere in life. But that's the only thing that's lacking, Manik, because I am surrounded by such talented people. They're not putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. They need to be consistent, that's it. And I feel that, yeah, right now we end up feeling, yeah, if anyone is going to buy our artwork or not, if we are good enough or not. Like I said, dark images कोई खरीदेगा या नहीं खरीदेगा 2 साल बाद जाके order आया, but that's okay. But that's okay. अब तो बहुत है ना. You need to, that investment of a few years is important. You can start at any age, doesn't matter. You can start at 30, 35, that's okay. But you need to put yourself out there. I think that's what's lacking here. Because that is the only thing that stands out a person who's successful. Because that person was consistent.
You know what I think? So, being an artist is one thing, but there are other skills that you need to have.
Yes.
And I think very first thing is you need to overcome your self-doubt. That I'm capable enough to put my art out there on whatever social media I do. That's the first thing. And then you need to be a good negotiator.
Yes.
You need to be a good salesperson.
Yes.
You need to be good at social media, right? You need to know, you need to have a good strategy to get followers, how to market your art, and
Yes.
how to acquire more and more clients.
I think you don't. It's okay to grow up in a family where you are not taught these things. It's okay to grow up in surroundings where your English is not so good. That's okay. These things are okay. Yeah? We live in India. We need to respect all languages and everything. Not all people do, but that's okay. So I feel these things can be learned about.
Yeah.
If you go, let's say I don't know how to communicate in English properly. Let's say I am someone who does not know a thing about social media. Let's say I have seen a famous artist on Instagram, but I don't know how to reach their level.
Okay.
Why not start researching for myself? Everyone has Google these days, yeah. Start reading about different articles, how to grow. Start reading about how can I do things in less time or what. Start reading about how the other person is using their social media. What should I do differently? And I think this requires a lot of research. Research is another key factor that we should keep in mind. I think I've researched a lot, Manik. I've researched a lot. I've read about bullshit things that haven't helped me,
Okay.
but I've read about things that have helped me.
Okay.
But going through all that bullshit,
Yeah.
I've reached an article that really helped me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important to research. So it doesn't matter कि कुछ लोगों को communicate करना आता है या नहीं आता है. आप everything you can learn. And yes, you might meet a few clients who'll be like, yeah, kaise baat kare, let them go.
Yeah.
But the fifth client is going to understand.
Hmm.
But to reach that fifth client, you have to put yourself out there for the first four.
Yeah.
That's important.
You know what I believe? Ki you start from somewhere and then you learn on the job. And this is how we started podcast. We had no idea how to do this. If you'll see my first 3 podcasts, unme like there's very poor mic quality, audio quality, because I had no idea ki how to set up a mic.
So you're saying this one's expensive, don't break it.
Even if you do, like that's going to be okay.
Okay.
Probably we are, we are going to get your autograph and then auction it sometime in the future, near future. But yeah, anyway, I was saying I had no idea how to set up a mic.
Yeah.
But then we eventually learned, and we still have no idea for a lot of things. We're still, experimenting and doing various stuff, reaching out to people who can help us. Ki haan, ye kaise karna hai,
It's good, yeah, Manik. It's good.
But then we have been doing that, and I believe everyone should do that. Ki start karo kahin se bhi. Put yourself out there and eventually learn while you're on the job.
Yeah, I think so. I've kept this written in my diary. I wanted to put a huge poster in my bedroom, but I feel that's too cliche. So I've written it in my diary. दिमाग में हमेशा रहता है. The words execution, the words consistency, and hard work. That's it. Consistency when it comes to, like I said, even if you give it 10 minutes, just give it some time every day. There are days I give my work 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours at a stretch. There are days I'm just able to give 10. But it's important to just think about your work every day. You never know what idea comes to your head. Secondly, yes, hard work is important, but what is the point without research? What is the point without execution? Manik, you must have encountered friends who are talented. They have a lot of ideas, but they never really execute it.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. Yeah. And that is what, that is the difference. A successful person, a person who has who's passionate about something, has converted that into a business model, is profitable in everything, and the other person who's extremely talented but hasn't reached where he or she wants to reach. The only difference is the other one was consistent and the first one was not. They actually executed all their ideas and they failed miserably so many times, but that's okay. That's how they reach somewhere. The other person is just thinking, what if I fail? What if I fail? But that's okay. Your failure is going to lead somewhere. And these things are written, books mein and everywhere. But when you actually go through that and you feel, shit, this didn't work. And when eventually something works, you realize, वो ठीक लिखा था. मम्मा पापा बोलते हैं बोलने तो. But when it actually happens to you, you realize सही बोलते थे यार. That's important.
One thing that motivates me a lot is the pain of discipline is way less than the pain of than the pain of regret.
Yeah.
And this motivates me a lot. I think I was talking to Ayush as well about this. Ki, just do it. Why? Because if you regret that, it's going to build up and it's going to affect your self-esteem. It's going to affect your, you will not have that kind of confidence in yourself. Right? But if you start and then, if you're disciplined, like there's a good chance that you're going to reach somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, that happens. And something that you said that there are like a person, if they are consistent, then they'll reach somewhere. I believe there's also a factor of luck, and by luck I mean you need to be at the right place at the right time. Right place also means geographically, where you are located. I see there are a lot of artists in the rural areas of India. A lot of artists in cities like Chandigarh. There are a lot of artists in cities like metropolitan cities, Bangalore, Delhi. So what's the difference between all these kind of artists?
I feel the community in places like Bangalore, probably I'm not aware of Delhi itna, but I'm aware of the art community in Bangalore and Bombay. They're good. They're very nice because it's a close-knit circle. One bad thing about art is that, people... I've encountered people who don't really appreciate others. They try to pull each other down just to get up. And that's okay, that happens in every field, but I feel it shouldn't happen in the art community. I think me being a tattoo artist, I should support every other tattoo artist around me. I should speak good things about them, and I should speak good things about, you know, a calligrapher around me, or
Okay.
anything. So I want that everyone should get work around me. No one should sit freely at home. If they're passionate about something, they should be getting their work, because everyone's working hard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, we are surrounded by certain people who try to pull you down, and that's not okay. I'd like to say that's okay, that happens in every field, but that's not okay. It shouldn't happen in the art field. It's different in Bangalore, it's different in everywhere, I feel. But maybe I haven't been there and haven't been the part of their community, so I don't know itna. But I've heard good things. I've heard positive comments. I've heard about projects that are helping non-profitable communities, and you know, giving back to their own communities, and that's happening more over there. It's
Okay.
happening less here.
Hmm.
I do plan on initiating a program where I'm able to you know, give a platform to everyone who's not able to communicate, teach them the tactics of social
Yeah,
media and
yeah.
everything. But then again, it requires a lot, and I'm trying, but I haven't reached there. I'm trying. So I feel that if we are able to build a community strong enough in Chandigarh or Punjab, anywhere, where artists from different fields, different backgrounds, different families, different status, everything could come together, teach each other, talk about work. You know, that group could consist of people who are just sitting at home and not sure about what they
Yeah.
want to do. That's
Yeah.
okay. They're growing in life. People who've already grown. Everyone could just sit together, talk, and teach each other. You know, in a situation like this, you never know who gets a job.
True.
You know,
True.
a person is offered a job, a person is up for a collaboration or something. It's important to lift each other up, because let's say you're pushing the other person to grow, eventually they're going to push you to grow. And if everyone's growing together, what else do you need? If everyone's growing together, it's not a race, it's not a competition. And
Yeah.
that's how people
Yeah.
do see it here. They see it as a competition, and I'm like, okay.
You know, I
Okay.
tell people, so if there are two people who are going up against each other in, let's say, in any kind of art, I tell them, you're creating so many things when you're against each other. Imagine what you can possibly do if you collaborate.
Yeah.
And I think I've talked to a lot of people who have podcasts, and you know, I've openly told them that if you want to promote your podcast on my podcast, you're always welcome. Because again, if I don't lift other people, right, if someone who has just started their podcast, if I don't help them in, you know, whatever they do, then, like, you know, overall community or overall people who listen to podcasts, they'll never grow.
Yeah.
If there are more podcasters out there, they obviously there's more audience. There are things in this for me as well, but then, you know, if I uplift any other person, if I, because I know how it feels to be on, you know, at zero basically,
Yeah.
right? So that helps a lot. And yeah, I think every artist should help the other artist in
Yeah,
terms of, you know, uplifting them.
I think they should, but they should also learn how to deal with these things. Let's say, yes, I think every artist, हर किसी के दिमाग में आता होगा that, you know, we need to lift each other up.
Yeah.
But eventually, I feel that a lot of us end up facing the bad part of the community as well.
Okay.
Sadly, there are people who are on the top, but they don't like you reaching ek step
Yeah.
upar.
Yeah.
There are people who are very, they're just starting, but they don't want the person who's already reached somewhere. They're envious and everything. It's important to be inspired.
True.
It's important to be an inspiration as well. And these things happen only when there's a strong community. And I feel that I have met a lot of, I think, good and bad situations. So there was this time, this is about money.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll try not to use bad words. So there was this client of mine. She came to me for a tattoo,
Okay.
and I gave her the costing and everything. Everything was set, and she said something that I'd never heard before.
Okay.
Like, let's say I'm giving a very random number. This is not the real number. Let's say I quoted her 10K.
Okay.
Okay, I'll charge you just 10K for this thing. So she said something, then I was like, what? What did you just say?
Well, I'm
She's
excited
like, I know someone who can do this for 5K.
Okay.
I said, I just said that I'll charge you 10K. You're saying
Yeah.
that you know someone who'll do it for 5K.
Mhm.
That's very disrespectful
True,
to the artist. I mean, she's like, why would you charge me 10K when the other person is charging me 5? This is not the real number of the situation,
Okay.
but that's what happened. So I did something very stupid. I tried explaining it to her why.
Oh.
I shouldn't have, because
Yeah.
that was my first time.
You
It was a
shouldn't
long
have.
time back. So I said that I'm charging you 10K because not because I'm doing it in half an hour and the other person is doing it in 1 hour or whatever. I'm charging you 10K for this because of all the years I've worked hard.
Yeah.
And not just for the 1 hour job that I'm going to do right now. The time it took for me to become an artist, all the phases of my life I had to cross to express, to gain knowledge and everything, to become an artist and eventually get into this field and learn about it. Every day I spent researching, every day I spent worked hard. I'm charging you for that because after that I'm giving you 1 hour of my life and I'm doing something. And she did not understand that.
Okay.
So then I realized that yes, next time if someone comes to you, and this is for every artist out there, I think if anyone from any field listens to this podcast, has a message to them. If you charge someone whatever it is, and if someone says that the other person can do it for a lesser cost, give them another contact of a person who could do it for lesser price.
Right.
So the next time, if a client comes to me and says that I know someone who can do it for a very less cost or something, I'll give them another contact, a fake contact or whatever, because I don't want to pull another artist down. So I'll give them a fake contact that this one's going to do it for $500. I promise, go to them.
Okay.
So this is the best answer because it's very upsetting and it's very disrespectful for an artist to explain their own art.
Yes.
Ki, this is why I am important. This is why you should respect me. That's not there. So like I said, that it's important for artists to also understand how to manage their accounts, social media and everything. It's also important for them to understand how to deal with this negativity, because if a person is getting into any kind of business, is not an artist, let's say a product or a service or something, they know how to deal with these things,
Yeah.
कि एक setback आ गया, how to deal with that.
How
But
like
an
resilient
artist,
होते हैं.
but usually artists, the very like they never thought कि हम इसको एक business में convert
True,
करेंगे.
true.
They were always working through with an artist mindset. It's very important for them to learn the business aspect of it as
True.
well. Negative setbacks, they need to learn how to deal with it. And
I think
this comes with time.
they need to understand how to navigate through their art, because like through their journey, because as you said, there are going to be setbacks. They
Yeah.
need to be resilient to, even if they hit the rock bottom,
Yes.
they need to know how to
Get back.
bounce back.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to know that, they need, again, what I said, they need to be good negotiator. They need to understand what their art is worth, and they need to, understand, okay, this is what, like this is how much less I can go, and I'm not going to go any further down. So I think like artists, they need to identify what's their worth, and all of these things come from research and talking
Yeah,
to various
research.
people, doing surveys, as you
And
said.
a good art community, like I
Yeah.
said. Like, if there is a good art community here where people are actually close knit, they're not successful just to look successful on social media, they're actually successful, they're actually nice people. I think that really helps, because then it gets easier for you to deal with such setbacks, because you know you're not alone. You know you can talk to someone. I feel that in this case, this is why I've been lucky. Because I've had such good friends, I've had such good family members, even clients. My clients, they've been so nice to me, they've become family.
Okay.
And I go out with my clients at times,
Okay.
like a few of them, and we party sometimes, we sit together, we eat, we drink together, and that's because they had trust in me, they had
Yes.
faith in me, and hopefully I did what was
Justice
right.
to
I
it,
did
yeah.
justice to it. And these things are, very, very, very important. But like I said, I've been lucky. I've been very, very blessed because of these people. And also, Manik, in a place like Chandigarh, in a place like, I think, North India, I would say, business just doesn't work because of the ads you put out there or
Okay.
the social media content you put out there. You'll also get a lot of work because of word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is so important.
Good
And
credibility.
if you have good friends in your life, who appreciate you everywhere they go, it is so beautiful. Like, I sometimes feel I don't deserve this. I don't deserve friends who are sitting in Canada and they're speaking such good things about me. And I'm actually getting clients from Canada. I don't deserve this.
Why do you feel that?
Because I feel that not everyone is getting this around me. And I feel privileged. It's not like I don't want this. I want this.
You do.
But I just feel too, privileged because of this. I'm too blessed. And that is such a crucial thing about my career that has helped me. These people, my family, my friends, they've spoken such good things about me everywhere they've gone, that they've created this network for me that I was creating. I wouldn't have created such a huge network if not for them. I would have created a smaller network because it would have been just me. But now I have this army who's speaking such good things about me. They've grown up with me. They're not envious. They just want me to grow. And they feel so happy when I do such tiny things. Then, they're so appreciative.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's so important to appreciate people around you. Because you never know that a text or a call or a post or a tag or something could uplift their entire mood. And for an artist, this appreciation means a lot. Yeah.
I have a last few questions for you.
Yeah.
So you were talking about, being successful.
Haji.
What is success for you?
Success.
Do you have a measure?
Okay.
And when would you consider yourself that you are successful?
I think I'm on the path for it now.
Okay.
Because
But is there a destination?
yes, there's a destination.
What's that?
There's a destination. It's not very clear, but I think about it and I say that if I'm happily able to provide for people around me and it doesn't hurt me, then I feel I'm successful. It's not like creating a big house or something, buying a Bugatti. That's not success. I mean, that is also success. I won't deny that. But being able to provide for people around you and creating a happy life with people around you, that's all that matters. And that's the only thing that you're going to take when you leave. You're not going to take the Bugatti.
That's a very beautiful thing you said, because people think that it's always a zero-sum game. If I get rich, you need to get poor. If I get, if I climb up the ladder, someone has to come down. And what you said that, people around you, you should provide for them, and it should not also hurt you. It's like a win-win situation.
Yes,
for all
providing
of them.
means everything, man.
Yeah,
Providing is not just like if someone's in need, I support them in money or something. It's also about if a friend of mine, I reach a point in my life where I feel that, I'm doing well with work and everything, no matter what I'm doing, I have no idea if I'll be tattooing or not. Let's say, hopefully I will
hope
be.
You do. Yeah.
I hope I do. But let's say a friend is sad and I'm able to just chill with that person.
Yeah.
Happily, without a doubt in my head. And that person is able to be happy around my company. If I'm able to create this aura around me where my friends, my family, everyone's happy around me. We don't have health issues, we don't have problems, we're just happy. Happiness is what matters to me. So I took non-med when I was in 11th, 12th. Big mistake. Never take non-med. Never take non-med. Podcast का ना title रख देना. Never take non-med. Huge mistake. So I can't take the names where I was studying, but it was a coaching institute, and I realized, because I had no idea non-med में होता क्या.
Okay.
So I was in non-med, and these people were not teaching non-med. They were teaching IIT.
Oh.
भाई क्या होता है? So this is next level on non-med. So they gave us a form because they were conditioning your brain. No?
Yeah.
So they were giving you a form about your name and everything, your aim in life, what do you want from life, all that bullshit. So I checked what these padaku people are writing near me, and they're like, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi, this is my aim. So उस दिन I remember this teacher, जब वो forms collect हुए थे, this man got my form, got me to stand up in front of the class and tried to humiliate me. Ki, what have you written? What is your aim in life? I wrote happiness.
Oh.
Okay. And I'd seen this in some movie. कि किसी ने happiness लिखा था, तो मैंने भी happiness लिख दिया. Because मुझे लगा यही तो चाहिए होता है, और क्या चाहिए होता है. I don't want IIT Delhi. तो This man tried to like, this is what you want in life. How will you be happy if you don't get into IIT? And I feel I'm happy now, and they are not.
Well, they had no idea who they are dealing with.
They are not. I'm very happy now. I'm very happy. Thank God I did not go to IIT.
Well, I'm happy
Thank
you did
God.
not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been here for the podcast. I would have been standing somewhere. Yeah.
I don't think anyone has ever said these words that I'm happy I didn't get into
Yeah.
IIT
I'm
Delhi,
happy.
IIT
I'm
Bombay.
happy.
Yes, I'm happy you did not get into that. My last question to you is no, I have two questions because there's one question that I'll ask you. But sort of last question is what would be your advice to someone who has just gotten into creating any form of art and is still struggling with earning money?
Okay.
What would be your recommendation?
If we go step by step, वैसे तो I haven't thought कि मेरे को how should I say step by step, but I'll just go with the flow. First step should be just working for yourself for a while. It's okay to take a year off. It's okay to take 6 months off or 2 years off, whatever. And it's not like college khatam hua, I need to start earning. 12th khatam hui, I need to start earning. It's okay to take time. This should be the first step where you are just experimenting.
Okay.
Even if you're not putting yourself out there, it's okay. First, you need to experiment. What do you like? What kind of art form connects to you? And when you're slowly figuring that out and you realize that now is the time I need to put myself out there, start putting yourself out there. Even if the tiny thought comes to your head ki maybe I need to start putting myself out there, listen to that thought. Don't be in that self-doubt situation because everyone has self-doubt. At this point, I have self-doubt every day, but every day I try to overcome that, and everyone does that. It's okay. So put yourself out there and be consistent. Like I said, hard work is the key, but without consistency, it's nothing. I mean, talent, you can overcome that if you work hard enough, if you're consistent enough. And I feel, there's nothing called talented or something. Everyone has worked hard. No one is God gifted, unless you get into IIT Delhi. No one is God gifted, but everyone is just. I think I started drawing like hard subjects when I was in 6th standard. Very hard subjects. Like I started making portraits, trying to make realistic portraits.
Okay.
So I feel that was not a talent or a God gift. मैंने उस time पे दिल आया तो I started working hard for it. So it's never too late, never too early to start for it. And when you start putting yourself out there, and if you're not getting results even in a year, it's okay. Put yourself out there for more and more years. Our generation wants shortcuts.
Yeah.
That's true. Shortcuts in the sense that if I put 5 posts about my artwork which I feel are amazing, I should start getting orders. Maybe you don't get an order for a year, but be consistent.
True.
And I'm saying this not because I've read this somewhere. I'm saying this because I've felt this. I've been through this. I've been through a huge duration in my life where I got no work. But then I stepped into a phase of my life where I had a lot of work. So it's all about not giving up. It's all about every setback, every fall, you get back up, you wake up in the morning, you're like, today I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So invest time in that and just don't stop. That's what I would suggest them. And if there's anyone who would like to contact me for asking for personal pep talks and all, so yeah, perfect. I love talking about these things now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jasneet. My last question, it's a hypothetical situation, okay? So, a friend of mine, he's a guitarist, I told you about him. So, I asked him if for XYZ reasons you're not able to, play guitar anymore, what other form of art would you do? Because I'm sure if not this kind of art, you're going to create another form of art because, you're full of art. So, what would you do for XY reasons if you're not able to tattoo or if you're not able to, do...
Draw.
Yeah. What would you do?
I would make films.
Oh, yes.
I would love to make films.
Yes.
I would love to make films. I mean, abhi to I don't have amazing equipment and stuff, but whatever I do, I try to create films with it. And I have certain ideas in my head, and maybe in the future I'll be able to make a few films. And if let's say tattooing is taken away from me or drawing is taken away from me, I think without thinking twice, the first thing that comes to my mind is creating art through films, creating emotions through films, connecting to people, making them cry.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Well, that's your dark side.
Yeah,
coming
that's
out.
my dark side. Yeah.
Well, Jasneet, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being on the
thank you,
podcast.
thank
Really
you.
loved the conversation, and thank you so much for your time.
I am very thankful. Thank you. This was my first time. And sorry, अब मेरे को लगता नहीं मैंने तोड़ा है
है
कुछ.
बच
बच
गया
गया,
अभी
सब कुछ
तक.
बच गया. And Manik, you should know, everywhere I go, I do break things. So it's a good day for you. It's a good day for you. But thank you, honestly.
It's one of the
Thank you.
best days I got to meet you.
How sweet.
Got to have you on the
How sweet.
podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.